Welcome back to this podcast mini-series, WoW to Old School, where I'm interviewing some of World of Warcraft's most recognized creators, asking them about their perspectives and their experiences on two of gaming's most popular MMORPGs. This next guest, game knowledge is an understatement of what he possesses. He knows way too much about classic World of Warcraft. If you kept up with OnlyFang Season 2, this guy was almost World First 60, except World of Warcraft, the classic World of Warcraft, kind of crashes sometimes. And it crashed, so he wasn't the first to 60. But that's besides the point. He's also raid-leaded some of the craziest accomplishments in all of hardcore World of Warcraft. He's constantly on the front lines. You've probably seen highlights and clips of him. We're talking with Ampy. This has bugged me for a while because I've gotten mixed answers on this. Ahmpy or Ampy?
Either or.
Either or.
Depends where you're from.
That's the worst answer.
I get Ampy too.
Wait, what do you get?
Amphy.
Amphy, right.
That's the European version. I say Ampy.
You say Ampy. Okay, I'm going to say Ampy then because it's from the source. All right, well, Ampy, how long have you been playing World of Warcraft? When did you start? When did you pick it up?
That's my whole life. Like straight up, I started playing when I was like 6 years old, running around and just like doing nothing, right? You know, the classic, you know, your parents play games, they get you into it just a little bit, you know, you're just kind of like walking around on a character. I did that for like pretty much all the classic. Like, you know, you played some classics, you know, my highest level character in classic WoW was level 30. So
over like how long? Like what period?
The whole classic.
Oh,
like
the whole classic.
Over a year, right? So like, you know, like 6-7-year-old me ended up killing a couple boars along the way. So I've been playing since then. That was like 2005-ish, probably when I started playing. My parents were in like the open beta or whatever, the closed beta for WoW Classic. So they were like pretty big into it.
So did you take like any big breaks in between then and now, or have you just kind of...
To be honest, not like extended breaks. Like maybe like, you know, a couple months where I didn't really play that much, but I've pretty much been like my one game has been World of Warcraft for as long as I can remember.
It's been the heart of your gaming, basically,
right.
Just your home base. Yeah. I was curious just because every MMO got those like eras where a lot of people are taking breaks.
You know, like old school wasn't really a thing for a while too, right? Where, you know, you had like RuneScape and then it progressed. And then there was this gap, this like dark age, right? Before Old School RuneScape came out again. That happened with WoW too, but it was way longer. It was 2005 to 2019 before anything came out. So what I actually did was
2005 to 2019.
Right.
Oh, because of classic coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
No classic. Anyways, yeah. I mean, TVC was really good. Wrath was decent, but no, I ended up playing private servers. So I was always playing, even during the times where people were taking breaks from the game. I just went to private servers and I started playing like classic again.
Yeah, the parallels between WoW and RuneScape world, just because in like 2011, I guess 2012 was when the Evolution of Combat update. I'm sure you've heard whispers of that.
I haven't. I don't know what that means.
No,
I don't know what that means. I'm completely noob in the RuneScape world still. Like I've grinded, but I don't know any backstory.
Oh man. All right, I'll keep it as brief as possible, because if I don't keep it brief, I will be yapping your ear off for 2 hours straight. But essentially in 2012, like, you know, the combat, you know, in RuneScape right now, you know, click, running on the tick system, everything. In 2012, they were pressured by the higher ups and the shareholders to figure out a way to modernize the game because they had just been completely screwed with like losing players left and right. They were like taking away the free trade. Like you literally couldn't give somebody else GP. Like this was pre-Iron Man or anything. Like everybody was just playing it like a normal MMO. And there was a ton of shady things going on and trying to figure out how to moderate it all. So their conclusion was, we need to modernize the game and create a whole new combat system. So they introduced a hotbar with abilities. They changed the way that special attacks work. Like they took special attacks out of the game pretty much. You know, you had to start using your keyboard for pressing
So
your
they went from
abilities.
RuneScape to WoW.
It was essentially a leap to try and have somewhat of a WoW combat system. Yeah.
Right.
And that made nobody happy. Like the whole game quit, basically. It was the lowest of low.
I bet.
And then a year later, we got Old School RuneScape because of how.
Oh, wow. Wait, it was that early?
It was
Old
a
School
year.
RuneScape in like 2013?
Yeah, 2013 was Old School RuneScape. In 2012 was the
That's
EOC.
crazy.
It was
I don't
very
even
quick.
think I remember. I don't even remember hearing about Old School RuneScape until like late, maybe 2018. Kind of like that's so far.
Yeah, that would
I
make
didn't
sense.
even know it existed.
That
I
would
thought
make sense,
it was much closer to Classic.
Yeah, 2013. We didn't get our first, to put some context in it. 2016 was the first time we got our first quest, like exclusive Old School quest, Monkey Madness 2. That was the first time we ever got like actual content in like a like a Classic Plus kind of vibe of like, oh, we're creating our own
new stuff,
storyline. Like they had little snips like Agility Rooftops. That was an Old School thing. That was probably one of the first ones. Nightmare Zone. I don't even know if you've seen Nightmare Zone. It's pretty irrelevant nowadays, but
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that was like one of our first updates. But yeah, it was very quick after the whole evolution of combat thing. There's like 40 documentaries about it because of how crazy it was. Like you'll probably stumble
crazy.
upon it.
I didn't know about that at all.
Yeah, it's
so that was like
nuts.
the big update that killed it.
It was, yeah. I guess to kind of backtrack, because like I said, I'll talk about this for an hour if I don't moderate myself.
I'm really
here.
bad at rabbit holes.
Oh, I'm so down
really
for rabbit holes. Yeah, don't worry about it. So I guess to kind of go back to the World of Warcraft stuff, given the general community, like there's all this stuff recently of a bunch of WoW guys kind of saying, you know, I'm taking a break from Classic for now. There's nothing really to do anymore. And then there's people kind of returning for. I just heard that the Legion remix came out. So like with all that in mind of what's going on, what is your general opinion of the World of Warcraft world right now over there? Just general glance, no specific.
Like the community.
Just the community, the state of the game. Like just when you think about World of Warcraft, what's on your mind?
I can't speak at all to the retail side of things. There's like, you know, like it's just like RuneScape where there's like two versions of the game really.
Right.
I play a Classic exclusively. I haven't touched retail in like 5 years.
Gotcha.
So when I talk from my perspective, that's where I'm coming from. But as a Classic player, I see that people are very frustrated right now, as in a general sense. Mm-hmm. There are people that are just happy to be there. Of course, they're just playing their game. Especially people who are newer to the game are like happy right now. But it's like starting to get to me, the Blizzard model where they're not really making content, they're just re-releasing it.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing is it's all time gated. So the newest servers, anniversary servers came out, like maybe last year or something. It was like
around the time, like, didn't we like launch OnlyFans the same time that they came out?
Yes, it was. So yeah, end of last year. It's like if they released leagues, but they weren't like really interesting.
Yeah.
And they were time gated. That's basically like the vibe with the server. It's just, I don't know. I feel kind of like at a point where I'm just kind of over the Classic. Like I've been playing Classic for so long and I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
And I know some people, especially people who have been raiding a long time, are like pretty frustrated because it's just like the same thing. There's no updates.
Right. It's because I mean, I guess the general play style, like once you're, especially in Classic, I guess it applies to most versions of World of Warcraft, but once you're at that max level, you're essentially just raid logging once a week for the most part, right? Unless you're like making a new character. So I guess that would make sense of just feeling that burnout. I actually have it written down for the video essay I'm doing on this of just how World of Warcraft's format and its structure and its gameplay loop is essentially a recipe for burnout. Just giving people free burnout just because of the way that you gotta play.
The worst thing, bro, is that for me it's not burnout. It's like noticing the pattern. I don't know if you know this. So WoW schedules their releases in a way such that you subscribe the longest.
Gotcha.
That's how it's designed. So they're gonna release one thing and drip feed you content once a month so you stay subscribed. and it's like little tiny things. So they'll do a classic WoW patch, and then they'll do an XYZ version patch, and then they'll do a retail patch, and then they'll rotate it back. And it's like this, like the way I say it, I don't know if this is like weird, but like I'm tired of getting milked by the company, you know, like that's literally how it feels. You're just sitting there, and it's just like you're waiting for your turn to get an update, and then it's just a little thing, and you're like,
yeah, no, that definitely makes sense.
It doesn't feel good. Like it doesn't feel good as a player. It especially when Blizzard has like all of their resources tied to their main game. So the actual classic team, I don't know if you know, manages 2 versions of the game. Well, 3 now with SOD. So they had SOD Classic, and then like the progressed Classic, which is now in MOP.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 5-person team, and they're in charge of those 3 versions.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know. I didn't know it was like
it's
just that little of a team.
Shit. It's very neglected from the company perspective. Not that the people working on it are trying very hard.
Yeah.
But the actual company behind the uppers, like working on it, don't see it as a viable like game or something. I don't know. Not monetizing it, whatever. So the game is like literally, I say this all the time, but it's like classic minus. Over time, they've been like breaking things. My go-to example is that there are boss mechanics, core boss mechanics that no longer work. That have not worked for years.
Damn. So how does
like
that even happen?
Dragons.
Like,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like the content that is provided is broken as well.
Damn. It's because they're putting in like straight up old patches that weren't hot.
It's because they're all working on the same client. So classic, the vanilla version, classic MOP, and classic SOD are all on the same client. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, things bleed through to the other versions.
Weird.
So you're getting like an update. And I think that this is just a lack of people, right? Because obviously this shouldn't happen, but it's probably like, maybe somebody's going too fast, or it's sloppy work, whatever. It didn't get reviewed, whatever. They'll release a patch, and then it's like, oh, you can buy runes in normal classic now. I don't know if you're familiar with SOD, but it's like a special ability.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do that. It didn't do anything, but it was just like weird. Boss mechanics start working differently. They'll start targeting different people they never did before. So strats have to change slightly. And it's just weird. And I feel like that's the most we get. And that sucks. That sucks to see.
That does suck. I can't believe there's that little people working on it. I expected, like, are you like, that's confirmed that there's only like 5 people working on all those things?
Well,
or is that just how it seems?
I've met the classic team. It's very small.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it would make sense. It seems like they've never really been
5, but like they really don't have many people.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely. Seems like Blizzard hasn't really acknowledged it as something worth putting a bigger team onto yet, if ever. Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure, but when we did like a tour of their like office at some point, like a lot of streamers and I don't know, dude. There's probably like 15 to 20 people max, but that's like including like managers and like not really like people working on it day to day.
Yeah,
they're obviously very understaffed. Before
we get into the old school conversation, I just wanted to touch on your personal background here, just because me and Sardako talked very briefly about just like the huge challenges that you guys did with like hardcore and everything. So like, can you just give a brief background on like how you got into this more serious play style and like just this surge into like guild / raid leading and having all this knowledge and just being, quote unquote, a sweat, like just how that became like who you are as a player.
I started playing on private servers back to that earlier conversation. I started playing on private servers around like 2014. I was tryharding on private servers. Mm-hmm. I was raiding 4 times a week. But of course, on PST, have you ever been on like EST schedule on PST? Yeah. With like it's terrible.
It's awful. Yeah.
By the way, so my raid was at 4 p.m. Yeah. I get out of school at like 3 p.m. So I'm like, there were times where like I'm like running home to make my raid, and it's brutal. But I was committed, man. I really was. I was committed. We were raiding 4 times a week. We were progressing Nax in Classic WoW on private servers, and It was great. I loved it. And that's what really got me into Classic, because I was too young to really experience it the first time around. So I was playing private servers, and that's what really got me started in Classic WoW stuff. I was playing on a server called Warsong Phoenix, which was old, hosted in Russia, 250 ping, connect to it, and really sketchy. Like some crazy rich guy would come in and buy characters for his entire guild. They'd clear stuff and they'd all quit. Like it was just like such a weird landscape. Early private servers, sketchy as shit. They still kind of are, but they're like more businesses now, I feel like.
Yeah, I've seen all that stuff recently with
Turtle WoW.
Turtle
and
WoW,
these like big, almost like conglomerates working on like multiple private servers. Mm-hmm. It's really fascinating to me, the whole. Anyways, yeah, so I played on private servers. I played on so many. Back then, the way you played was whatever new server came out. Every time you're leveling to 60. You're doing the raids and then you quit, and then you level to 60 and you do the raids and you quit.
Right.
And that was the cycle. It was really fun. Honestly, the most fun part for me is that first rush where you've got like 3 weeks of nonstop content and you don't sleep, you don't shower, and it's just pure sweat. That's my environment, dude.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
You just fell in love with that, like that right, journey to max sort of thing.
Yeah. And on those journeys, I started getting in touch with my speedrunning side. So I started running it faster and faster and faster, and I started practicing it. And so my first Classic server, like first in Classic 2019, my goal was to get server first 60. That was my goal. So that was my first like kind of thing on the 2019 servers, the Classic servers. I didn't end up getting it. I tried really hard. I ended up playing like I slept like 6 hours over the course of like 5 days. It was really bad.
God.
Like, it was really, really, really bad. But I ended up getting like second solo character. So that's how I kind of started. And then once the servers were out, I was just raiding a lot. I mean, I had like started with one character, and then you're in the raid log stage. So I'm like, oh, I'll level another one.
Yeah.
Then you got 2 characters you're raiding on. Then I level a mage because I'm like, wait, if I'm going to level characters, I got to level them quick because mages can level your alts.
Yeah.
So I leveled a mage. And then I leveled 5 more characters. So I ended up having like 8 or 9 characters that I raided on weekly by the end of Classic. So I was just a raid fiend. I was waking up, raiding 4 or 5 times a day, getting world buffs, going to sleep, and raiding again. That was my like cycle for like 3 months at the end of Classic.
Wow.
And then at the end of Classic, someone named Cargos was like really hyping up hardcore Classic WoW, which back then wasn't a version of the game. It was an add-on.
Yeah,
it was an add-on,
I remember
like
the add-on.
Hardcore is right now, where you put the add-on on, and if you die, it says you died.
Yep.
And it was up to the community to not cheat. It was supposed to be still found. It was a challenge mode, and I started that with my friend Dax, and we do it up. We died. We do it up, and we never made it to 60. We stopped at 58. TBC came out. That was the first hardcore experience that I had. TBC stuff was really exciting, and then it came out with another server called Season of Mastery, and that's where like the first challenge was for me. Mm-hmm. Cargos reached out and was like, "We're doing this challenge, Road to Ragnaros. I want you to raid lead it." Yeah. Road to Ragnaros was the first hardcore raid that happened. Wow, I think. I don't know what year it was, but middle of TBC, SOM comes out. We didn't know until it came out, like the week or 2 before. They actually buffed the raids, like a lot. So we were going into it with the idea like, yeah, we're going to do Molten Core. It's easy. I mean, you saw only things. It was so easy, right?
Yeah.
So they buffed it. They disallowed world buffs. You can't world buff in the raid. They buffed the boss HP by like 100%. And then they added new mechanics for every boss. Wow. So that was SOM. And not a lot of people know about SOM. That was their first take on like updated Classic raids, and a lot of people don't even know. They didn't play it.
Yeah, I feel like I've only heard whispers of the Mastery one.
Yeah, it wasn't big at all. I think the timing was too quick. They released Classic, and then TBC was like 3 months in when they started SOM. Yeah, it's like people just finished their Classic like no life runs, and they released it again. We did SOM hardcore. It took us 2.5 months to clear it. We full cleared it. Only ever 2 deaths in MC. And then I was told that was almost like a proof of concept for hardcore. Mm-hmm. Like maybe hardcore servers could be a thing. And then so that was my hardcore challenge stuff. I ended up playing something called Hardcore All Stars as well later on.
So you just had a ton of exposure to all this, like all these hardcores that you're so used to avoiding death on World of Warcraft, which is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's been like kind of my go-to challenge for so long.
Yeah, to just jump ahead a little bit. Is the guild name Frontier? Is that the right name of it? So what could you explain what that is, like, just in general?
Yeah, that's
like,
actually right now. 2023. Yeah, that's about right. There were whispers on the wind about a hardcore server.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really sparked it. There was like, oh, we're doing hardcore all stars, dude. He said, she said, they said, maybe there's going to be a hardcore server one day. So we started a guild. That's kind of how Frontier started. I invited a lot of people who were in the competition, who have been around for a long time. I talked to people from Road to Rag. I reached out to like pretty much everybody. And it was like this weird, like, gamer net. We kind of tried to get the best hardcore people, the best like classic raiders, whatever, prep them for the idea of a hardcore server with the goal, of course, of clearing everything world first.
Gotcha. Speedrun hardcore.
Exactly. Yeah. So we did it. The servers came out. Half of our raid roster had died and quit. It was rough, man. We were raiding 6 times a week, and in the off day we were farming consumes for the next week.
Yeah. It's
so
pretty brutal.
it was straight up just raid. Yeah. You're always raiding, right? But we cleared everything in 49 days from launch.
Wow.
Faster than OnlyFans even entered an MC.
Yeah. That's crazy.
We were slow as shit, dude. MC was so late.
Oh yeah.
But it was a lot of fun though. I ended up dying right on the last boss, which was really sad, but
I remember that clip actually. I do remember that. Everyone bowing to you at the end because you kept raid leading after you died. so like,
yeah.
And then everyone,
I mean,
like,
have to.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I remember seeing that, be like, that was so cool. Like, that's like, I've never seen that before. You know, obviously it's like a devastating thing. Your character dies after all that time. Like, you're so far, and then you don't even have a millisecond to, like, you know, be upset about it. You have to, because you gotta keep everyone else, like, you know.
I mean, that's the thing when you're hardcore raiding, it's like you accept the fact that you could die.
Yeah.
You kind of got to get that out beforehand, I think.
Absolutely. Do you think that where WoW is at now, is there much of a future for any hardcore content that you see yourself diving into? Or would you say that
I'm done with hardcore? You're
done with hardcore? Era's done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, Frontier, by the way, we just finished another Frontier challenge. We did it all again with no world buffs. That was our most recent challenge.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I think I saw a clip of it too.
That was that's what made me quit, I think.
Just because of how
it was just grueling, bro.
Mind numbing that journey is. Like,
now the problem with hardcore is when you're raiding in hardcore, you lose too much. So people quit all the time. The turnover in hardcore is so high that you go in, like, we went into this 3 months ago with a roster of 160 people. And we had to bring in, like, bench people, like people who hadn't raided for a long time. Like, we barely had enough to finish it. So, like, 3/4 of our guild quit.
Wow.
Over the course of 3 months. And it's just because, you know, you put in 20 days of your life / played, not even like real time, right? Like, you're talking like time invested every day.
Right.
And then you DC and you die.
Yeah.
You go into a dungeon, the server crashes, 5 people die. Just stuff happens all the time that isn't even in your control. There are stuff that you die to that is in your control. But I think hardcore isn't sustainable without some sort of a little bit of protection. Like, I know RuneScape has escape crystals, right? I don't know how they work. I've never used one. Yeah,
there's a few things that Old School has that can potentially help you for sure.
Right. There's like some barrier. In Classic, there's no barrier. If you DC, you're on the game for about 1 to 2 minutes. It depends on I don't know. It depends. I've seen people on for a long time after they DC. So even if you DC in like low level content, you might just die. Yeah. Because some random mob patrols onto you and then you're in combat and it's like you don't disconnect fast or whatever. It's very frustrating to play Classic and invest your time in when there's such a high risk of things going wrong that you can't really control.
Right.
And that's what makes me not want to play.
Very understandable. Very understandable.
Like, there was a point where like the meta is to just not play. If you're doing anything, even if it's a minor upgrade, you shouldn't do it because the risk is higher than the reward.
Yeah, and that's how I felt as soon as I hit like level 50. Like, I was just like, dude, everything I need to do is super safe. And then once I hit 60, I barely wanted to farm pre-bis because I was just like, I'm already here. Like, I got here, dude. I don't want to like throw it all away. So that definitely makes sense.
So that's what I found is that hardcore at its core creates for a lot of people a mental state that like you'd rather not play. It breeds not playing the game. And that's terrible for a game. That's not good.
Yeah.
You don't want to not play. But yeah, that's why I'm done. I'm done playing hardcore. Unless it's like some event for fun. I'm not going to do any more challenges on hardcore. WoW.
That would make sense.
Times, man.
That's a lot. That's a long journey of stressful staying alive and redoing it and going again.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Especially leading it is the worst because you have to like be the person who they talk to when they're quitting, right? So you're constantly seeing your friends quit the game.
Yeah.
It just like takes your day. You're like, you finish raiding in hardcore and you're just like, just log off and like melt.
Yeah. Given all that, given your history of turning into this absolute gamer, I think it was probably around like somewhere in July, maybe August. I don't remember. You started playing Old School RuneScape alongside a lot of other WoW players that found their way over here. But you personally, what was your initial reason, aside from seeing other WoW guys try it, when you looked in the direction of Old School, seeing these guys try it, what was it that made you want to create your account and log in?
I think the fact that they had been playing for like I didn't start until people were kind of deep in RuneScape.
Right.
I was like, Stardock was on like day 40, Joker day 20, stuff like this. And seeing them committing to it for like multiple weeks, like closer to a month timelines, made me think like maybe there is something there. It's like really fun or engaging, whatever. And I think that's what made me log in. I was in the middle of Frontier, most recent No World Buff thing, and we were in like a super raid log status mode. We were just raiding like twice a week, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I logged in, and originally I was playing hardcore hardcore Iron Man, not ultra, hardcore Iron Man blind, like kind of like Guzu's approach. And I did that for 2 days. I was killing frogs in Lumbridge. I was killing this that was my XP farm. You know about the frogs?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're pretty good. Anyways, so I was farming that. I farmed my own set of bronze armor or tin. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, the bronze.
Whatever bronze armor.
Yep.
I farmed that. I was blasting, and I woke up day 3. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm done with blind, dude. There's too much in this game. And I unleashed myself, and it was so much fun. I've been blasting RuneScape with the tips, with the tricks, with tutorials, whatever. But I've been having a blast with it. I'm like, at this point, it's kind of hard to keep track because I've been going between games. I'm like 44 something days in. We're doing like Cursed Gauntlet and
yeah. Well, prior to making the account, like I'm assuming you'd heard of Old School RuneScape. Like what?
Yeah, there was
impressions did you have like before you made an account?
My impressions of RuneScape was like ultra like giga nerdy.
Yeah.
Like, the friends that I had that played RuneScape were like degenerate sweats.
Really?
The best in the best way, right? They were degenerate sweats. So the only exposure I had to the game were like people that were like 1.5 ticking teaks all day, or like doing just like bullshit like this, like they're ticking chinchampas, whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And that was like my initial reaction. I thought the whole game was like that.
Interesting.
You're just like doing this like weird like interaction between your inventory and the world, like between ticks, and it's just like that's the game. That's what you do.
That's so funny. I don't know if I've ever talked to anybody that had known, like, I guess it's because you had friends who were like sweating the game like that. Yeah. But most players didn't, like, they don't learn about that until they're like a week or two in. Like, they don't even think about what a tick is. So like that stuff is so foreign to new players. So that's really interesting that you had that knowledge going.
I didn't know about the ticks. I didn't know about ticks or the mechanics. I just knew what they were doing. Like I'd seen them play, and
they were like clicking weird.
This is not fun, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're just clicking all over the place. Like what is this?
Yeah. So, but you knew there was that side of the game,
right?
Like,
yeah. These are the degens that like I'd play WoW with, and they'd be playing WoW while playing RuneScape.
Oh yeah. So did you expect you'd have to be like doing weird shit like that right away, or
that was my expectation?
Yeah,
like just logging in, you have to do that, right? That's like the tutorial, right? You got a 1.5 tick teaks in the tutorial island, right? I'm pretty sure you do.
That's so funny. That's awesome. What was your thoughts on like the graphics of Old School? Just looking at it first glance, do you remember like what you were thinking?
Oh, it's terrible.
Like, it's just weird.
But that's the charm. I mean, classic WoW's graphics are pretty terrible too, in a lot of things. I've been playing games that are like super old. graphics don't matter to me at all. I don't care.
Yeah, same.
The only thing that turned me off about the game initially, like before I started playing, was the play style, because it's click to move, click to do everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what was hard for me to even want to play, I think, because I come from WoW and I come from playing all these games like where like it's WASD, have hotkeys. And
yeah, the clicking to move, I feel like would be probably the weirdest part for players who have never really played a game that's click to move, if you're just used to WASD.
I will say my friends back a long time ago did try to get me into RuneScape, but I never did anything. I logged in to Lumbridge. They gave me a fire staff, I think, like 100K, and then I logged off with their money.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's initial.
It just was it was like so much. They're like, all right, now go quest. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go play WoW.
Yeah, I've had so many friends that have been in your position that I've tried to get them to play. With the exact same story of just like why what is going on, like this is not for me, like immediately kind of thing. Yeah. But how many days did you say you played before you started like not worrying about the whole going in blind thing?
2 days.
2 days.
Was 2 days,
okay.
And I was losing my mind.
Just like trying to understand everything.
The whole
blind.
chat was spamming pause champ. Dude, I talked to Evil Bob and the chat was spamming, no, you're gonna lose hardcore Iron Man. And that's what really did it for me.
Yeah.
Just saying, no, GG. I'm just like, dude.
That's so funny. So, but once you started like embracing the tips and tricks, that was like your first week. So what were your impressions of the game after you started embracing that stuff? Like, what were you feeling as you started experiencing the game? I
was sweaty, bro.
Sweaty immediately?
I mean, I treated it sweaty though. Like I was playing a lot.
Yeah.
When I was first starting, I was playing probably 17 hours a day, maybe 18 hours a day. Wow. So I was like sending it, dude.
You're just hooked?
Yeah, I was pretty addicted after I think, you know what it was? I think it was all the stats got me addicted.
Oh yeah.
Where like you get this dopamine of like your attack is 45. Oh shit, okay. And then your like strength was up. You're like, whoa, another level.
Yep.
RuneScape incorporates your skills so well with like the other skills that you don't even realize you're leveling up your skills until you get the levels and you're like, oh, it just keeps coming. It's just like perma dopamine.
Yeah.
Especially early, where like it really gets you hooked, I feel like.
Absolutely. Especially if you're playing Iron Man, you just realize how intertwined all the skills are, like how much they work together all the time, no matter what you're doing. Yeah, that's definitely a cool thing to kind of like feel the satisfaction of seeing all the number go up, working together, like knowing that every movement you're making, every resource you're gathering is for a reason. Like it's not a complete waste of your progress to do something in the game. What were your impressions, like your initial impressions of RuneScape's progression systems compared to like more of this linear journey to level 60 in classic, like, and then you start
like leveling up versus total level.
Yeah, like you're not just fighting, you know, because I mean, if you were to do a parallel,
I like it.
You like it? Yeah.
I really like the RuneScape system. In fact, the RuneScape experiences that I've had make me wish professions were like RuneScape. In a sense that like, you know, you level up like maybe a little bit more intertwined, you know, with your daily gameplay. But it's not. In classic, you kind of pick an herb, you put it in your bag, you forget about it. It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
For the most part, right? It doesn't matter. In WoW, they try to do something kind of sneaky with their professions. They make you have 2 profession slots only. The reason being probably to create social friction, so you interact with other people. It's like, I need a blacksmith, and they are intertwined, right? You need a blacksmith for enchanting, and you know, whatever, leather worker for an enchanter. So you need like more than 2 professions, to the point that playing self-found, you can't do what you can in RuneScape. So I think that it makes me wish that there was like, you know, unlimited profession slots in WoW for some sort of like single player mode. Kind of like how RuneScape has it, where you just can do everything. You can chop a tree, fletch the arrow, and then, you know, poison it, whatever. I don't know. I don't really know the interactions. I really like it.
Yeah, I think it gives a more of an adventurous feeling, like on an immersive level of like in WoW, it quite literally is a profession. Like it feels like you're assigned an actual profession. Like if you're mining and blacksmithing, like those are your things. It's what you go do. every other resource in the world. You don't even glance at it. It's not shining on your screen. You know, it doesn't matter to you ever. Whereas in old school, it's kind of like you are everything, whatever you want to be, whenever you want to be. This world is yours to interact with, like no matter where you are, what you're doing. So it definitely adds to that immersion factor. I was definitely missing that when I was playing World of Warcraft for the first time. I was like, I want to do all these professions. Why am I not allowed to do everything? Dude. What do you mean I got to reset if I want to do the other thing? Like that sucks. Yeah.
I mean, I think like WoW almost like brainwashed me in a way where it's like, I didn't even have that like perspective until I played RuneScape, because I'd only played a game where you can only have 2 professions. Right. You only get the 2. And it's like, okay, well, that's just how it is. Yep. But then when you play RuneScape, you have everything. So I'm jealous of you guys. RuneScape, I feel like RuneScape in a lot of ways has aspects of the game that I wish were in WoW. I really do. Yeah. Do you have like different examples of what I wish there was more fleshed out single player combat? Like in WoW, you have to be now, and this is controversial. A lot of people's like, I mean, I even say it. I think social friction and like group content is the core of the MMO World of Warcraft experience, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think it would be cool to even if it's just not the normal game mode, just to have like a league where it's like it's just solo WoW. That's the game mode. It's solo WoW. You have all professions. You know, the raids are tuned for you to do solo. Whatever, right? I think that would be really interesting. I think that it's really freeing in RuneScape to just log in and it's like, oh, I could go raid. Yep. I could go do this boss. I could go do anything I want to do. In WoW, it's not like that. It's like, oh, it's not 8 p.m. Oh, I can't raid. Yeah, definitely. That's a huge hindrance, I think. Yeah, I think that's something that I really like about RuneScape. The ability to just log in and do anything you want, maybe outside of like TOB. Right. Yeah. Unless you get insane. Yeah, which most people never do. Yeah. So I guess to bounce off of that, I'm sure you've heard this expression that I don't even know if it's mostly WoW players saying it or if it's like this phrase that old school players have kind of picked up to support old school over WoW when the WoW guys are trying it. But there's this constant saying of progression matters here versus the whole seasonal feeling of WoW, like especially retail. I know you don't play retail, but no, it is in classic too. Yeah. So like when you have a 14-month time window to experience classic and then it's gone again. Yeah. It breeds FOMO and it doesn't. Yeah. So do you feel like that expression does actually apply here? Definitely. I mean, I feel like for me, it's a little bit harder because I feel like I kind of got up until like the last week, I got trapped in this cycle where I was almost like pseudo competing with other WoW streamers. Mm-hmm. In the set, like in my head, it wasn't even like there's no competition, right? It's just RuneScape. We're all playing solo, but like part of me was like, oh, I want to get first Infernal Cape. I want to do this first, right? Like it'd just be cool. Yeah. It's like almost like friendly, like competition. But since I stopped that, it's definitely really nice to know that it's like, I could come back and stop, like come right back to where I was, have the exact same progression. There's no like, maybe there's some devaluation if like skill things happen, but like I could come back in like 2 years and it's like my character is still in the same place, same progression. Yep. Iron Man. Pick up right where you left off, basically. Go back to CG. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a nice feeling knowing that, you know, if you log into your character that you haven't been on in a few years, it's like, if you really wanted to, if you kept a note of what you were up to, you can, it's still on your path that you would be taking anyway, sort of thing. So it's nice. It's super, I've found that it's relatively quick to catch up to updates and stuff. Like and none of them are mandatory either. That's the cool part is even if you want to participate in like end game stuff or raids, like you don't need to have the best of the best gear, like best in slot, everything. Like you can still do that content even if your gear is like outdated by a few years, so you're never like pressured to go get that new expansions gear and, you know, all that stuff. So that is nice knowing that it does actually apply, because I couldn't really speak on it too much because I don't have too much experience with. I've had some experience like my Wrath character's gear being immediately destroyed by like the second quest I do in Kata, sort of thing. Like it just, I mean, I have a character with like like end game best in slot heroic abyss from Wrath. If I log in right now, my character is like worse than a level like it's 2 expansions behind. I haven't played in 2 years, 3 years, whatever.
Right.
So it's just completely gone. Like it means nothing now, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling.
And that's something that I really do like about RuneScape's progression. Like I don't have any of the cool items yet. I feel like, but if I get if I end up getting something like a scythe, I will always have that.
Oh yeah,
it's like you're always just gonna have that item. At least in Iron Man, I think that progression is very big. I don't know. I can't even speak on normal game mode. I've never played it, like non-Iron Man. So all my perspective is Iron Man.
Yeah, which honestly I think is good because it really is like it's nice to have that like.
It's almost the same path. It's like, everybody that's Iron Man that's done XYZ has done kind of the same experience.
Yeah, it definitely opens up that whole tips and tricks avenue of getting down all the methods that you would never really know about. And
I was thinking almost in like it's like your rights or whatever. It's like your trial by fire, you
like the rite of passage sort of thing.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
like you have like these like the rites of passage, like, oh, you soloed your first fire cape on Iron Man. Nice, bro.
Yeah. Where's your account at now, like roughly?
I'm like 1650 total level. And I'm grinding CG. I'm like 100 runs in.
Nice.
That's where I'm at. I don't know if that's like a good perspective. I've got like 120 quests done. It's like not everything, but a good amount.
Yeah, that's a big chunk.
Got some of the I got all the big quests. Like I haven't done Monkey Madness 2 yet. You talked about that earlier. I haven't done that one yet. I haven't done all the really higher end quests.
Yeah, those are I guess it'll depend on how much you're embracing the tips and tricks part. Yeah. But what are your impressions of the old school quests here, like in comparison to fetch quests and stuff like that?
They piss me off.
The old school quests do? Interesting.
Yes. Some of them.
For
Underground
sure,
Passage made me.
Oh, Underground Pass? Oh, dude.
Underground Pass.
Iconic, yeah.
I definitely feel like RuneScape questing has been fun, but they just put some things in to just like mess with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like, there's some things where it's like, oh, you're gonna fail this over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
And you're gonna love it.
Yep. I mean, you're impressed.
I don't love it sometimes. But I don't love it sometimes.
You don't love.
No, I don't. I don't want to fall on agility ever again.
Yeah. Did you follow the WoW player meta of getting high agility levels very early on to run more and not fail? No. I mean, it was so funny when everyone was first starting because everyone started just rushing agility.
People were mad at me for not doing it in the chat. People were like, why are you not doing agility? You have 20 agility. Stop questing.
That's so funny. Yeah.
It was bad, bro. I will say, dude, it's so funny. RuneScape is definitely a game where people love to tell you their opinion on it, on how to do things. And that's that's been a really enjoyable experience for me, dude. We've got the Aboba emote in the chat.
Yeah.
Everybody, we've got it's been really funny.
Yeah, the backseating is crazy.
Especially now that I know who is giving bad advice. Before I didn't know. Yeah. And so I was just following bad advice and good advice. But at least now I know, like, you can definitely. Yeah. Anyways, it's been fun.
Well, I hope when you do experience those like later quests, you find more enjoyment in it because they really are. Because a lot of the ones that frustrate you that you're talking about, like
they're low level stuff. That's the problem.
Like Morning's End Part 2, where you're failing the obstacle and shit and the light puzzle and stuff. Like those are 2006, 2005, 2006.
Yep.
So it's like those are very old design quests. Like there's some good writing and everything in those, but the old school team, like starting in 2016 on, like they actually started having quality written good quests, and it's a treat to go through and see like what they've made out of this original world from the early 2000s and how they've like evolved the story. And they've done a really good job of it. So hopefully you'll enjoy those more than the earlier quests.
I definitely do because I can tell like Varlamore came out recently because the quests are so much better.
Oh yeah.
Like they're just not as like punch you in the face kind of difficulty.
Oh yeah, they're good. So what would you say your favorite sort of experience with Old School has been in terms of activities of like whether you're grinding a skill out for a while, like kind of like the repetition, or you're like going for a drop at a boss or like CG sort of thing? Like, what do you find yourself enjoying the most?
I think the most enjoyable thing for me in RuneScape is getting something unexpectedly.
Yeah, that is a good feeling.
Like, for example, doing something, not knowing there's like some rare reward, and then you get it. And it's like, holy shit.
Did you have something like that happen?
I don't, I did early, but I completely forget. I did though.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Find the clip.
Yeah, right around the time all the WoW guys came over, I started a group Iron Man with my friend Walnut, he was in OnlyFans as well, and I've done Winter Tot like I don't even know how many times over the years.
Oh, it was the barrel. Sorry.
Oh, the barrel from
yeah, I got the fish barrel.
Temperos.
From like my like 10th Temperos or something.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. It was the same deal. Like I had no idea that you could get a dragon hatchet from Winter Tot because it's like 1 in 10K or something. So I pulled it out of the cart out of nowhere, and it was like the biggest shock of all time. Like it was on stream and everything, and I was like, I can't believe I'm this surprised at seeing something in the game right now. Like it's 2 times rarer than getting a pet. Like that's how crazy it was. So it is a very, very good feeling, like having something like that happen, and it can always happen because unless you know every drop table of everything, you'll just stumble across that stuff. But what are your thoughts? Like, I'm assuming, are you going for like BOFA right now in CG, or are you just doing it for like money?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going for BOFA. I don't know why.
You don't know why? You just heard it's good.
People said that I do that.
Yeah.
So I don't really know the stats on it, but apparently it's good. And then my plan is just to kind of like do all the bosses. That's my goal in the game, is to do all of the bosses available, do like Infernal Cape. And so I need the gear.
It's a fun journey to go on of kind of like the stepping stones up to the Infernal Cape. What
is like the peak? Sorry, is Infernal Cape the highest thing? What is the highest like difficult boss?
So I mean, it's up for debate because I think Infernal Cape was 2017. It was like the first big, huge, crazy solo challenge. But now there's challenges like the new Delve stuff, which is kind of like that infinite floor thing. That's like the newest high-end content.
Oh, interesting.
Where you just see how far you can go. There's like the Awakened bosses from Desert Treasure 2, which is basically just buffed out versions of the quest bosses that essentially you'll see how much cosmetics. Yeah, you'll see all the cosmetics that come from beating these crazy challenges, like the Radiant Oath Plate. I think it's called Radiant Oath Plate. It's like the sickest armor in the game. It looks like a stormtrooper. Like it's new and it's badass, but to get it, it's very, very hard. Like the Yama challenges that you have to do, like the contracts are crazy. So the bosses themselves are hard, but the hardest content comes from the combat achievements, because that's when you have to start doing things in a certain amount of time, or doing it without using a prayer point, or, like all this crazy shit. So that's where the insanity comes in, to get like the Zuck helm, like the end all, cosmetic to show everyone that you are like the best of the best. So yeah, in getting your Infernal Cape and getting the quiver from the Colosseum is like your introduction to the craziness. Like, okay, that's like the first big thing, and then you'll start doing what your friends were doing with those teaks, but with combat sort of thing. Like you're gonna be marking tiles and timing ticks and Oh,
I'm doing that, dude. I'm ticking them already.
Good.
I'm ticking the ticks.
Very good. Oh, that's good. What are your thoughts on like these long, repetitive like CG grinds? Like if you're going for a goal.
Oh, I don't like them.
You don't like them? You don't like doing it over and over again?
I understand why it's so grindy, but I definitely wish it was a little bit less. So yeah.
No, I get that.
I think I would have a lot of fun with like a league or something.
Oh yeah. Have you tried the Gridmaster?
I didn't. No? I didn't try Gridmaster. I've been all about a different game right now.
What have you been playing?
It's a Fellowship just came out. It's like it's like a WoW dungeon simulator almost.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Fellowship.
Yeah, I mean it literally just like this week. So. Oh,
gotcha. When I talked to Sardako, he actually said that he was kind of refraining from trying like a Gridmaster / League vibe because he was so focused on his like main account he didn't want to like waste any time playing temporary game mode yet on his first year of like grinding the game out. So it's kind of like a mixed opinion on whether to try it as a new player or not. But as someone who's played a long time, I'm loving the dopamine right now. It's feeling nice. It's so cool.
I was watching some dude play and he was like getting like 5 times of XP doing one thing.
Oh yeah.
He's getting like agility, strength. Like I don't know what he was getting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's the systems are nuts. It's very crazy looking at.
I definitely want to try it the next league. I want to sweat the next league. It looked like so much fun. I was watching. He was this bald guy. I don't know what he's. Anyways, there's a lot of bald streamers in RuneScape, so it's not very helpful.
Maybe it was Odablock.
No, it's not.
The guy named Bald in the game. I think with your playstyle, like I guess that's assuming that you'd like to continue. Oh, Foe? Yeah, Fox, Foe, yeah. Yes, yeah.
I was watching his run at the beginning of Gridmaster and it was insane. It was super cool to watch.
Yeah, he's got a whole, like, I actually looked at his notepad, his like gameplay. He's got like a step-by-step plan all the way up to like through the grid. It's crazy. But yeah, I was assuming that eventually you'll really enjoy like kind of just actually embracing that speedrun / sweat side that would like carry over from your speedrunning days.
I'm literally already itching to do it. To restart and do it faster.
Yeah. You said you're playing a different game right now, which is very healthy. Not many RuneScape players would follow in your footsteps, but I think it's a very healthy thing to do, to not only play RuneScape.
People say I'm quitting every day.
Yeah, that's a big problem. It's a big problem that RuneScape audience has, is they cannot stand.
Why you quit?
Yeah, they can't stand it. They think the worst of the worst if you're playing anything except for RuneScape. Like they don't know what to do with themselves. So it's a problem. But would you say like right now you still find yourself like pursuing goals to the point like you see yourself playing for a long time and you're going to keep grinding things? And
yeah. I want to kill all the bosses. I 100% will not quit RuneScape until I kill all, like Inferno Cape, Colosseum. I don't think I'm going to do Zuck Helmet, to be honest. But
that it would take years.
But okay, hold on. No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would. Look. Listen. Do you know who Settled is?
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very good friend of mine. When I came to him and I asked him, how long do you think it would take me to get a Zuck Helm? He said at least a year or 2. And I said the same thing. I said, why do you fucking hate me? Why are you saying that to me? I thought we were good friends. He said, I'm not kidding. He's like, the amount of knowledge that you need to have for some of these things is so absurd. You will waste months of your life trying to achieve these things over and over again, like because of how hard they are. He is one of the best players to ever log into this game to like understand the systems. He does not have a Zuck Helm. Like, it's crazy.
Well, that's because he's doing his Swampletics, man.
That series been done for fucking 3 years.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He's doing some crazy shit, probably.
He does a side series where he's going for it. It's just takes forever. I actually don't know where he's at with it. I'm looking at his latest episode. Yeah, no, he's not there yet. He's not at his Zuck Helm yet. He has.
I just googled it. The AI said no. The popular Old School RuneScape creator does not have a Zuck Helmet.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
He's not there yet. I just checked. I was like, I don't know how that grind's been for him, but it's also one of the things where the goalpost keeps extending
because they add more bosses.
Right. Yeah. So you have to, you lose it every time. You lose that helmet every time that a new boss comes out with combat achievements. So you have to get it back. So it's like Quest
Cape.
Exactly.
That's kind of cool. I think that's really cool as a system.
It is. Yeah.
In WoW, it's not like that. They'll kind of like have an achievement. If you get it, you keep your stuff forever, even if they like make it harder to get in the future.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it is a cool system they have. You get to earn it back, like prove that you still like deserve having it, sort of thing.
Collection seems like a big part of the game. I was watching, whether it's achievements or diaries or combat achievements or even just combat log or collection log. Like I feel like there's a really good collection aspect to the game. WoW is missing. The WoW Classic doesn't have that really.
Yeah,
retail does. It's good like for collectors and people who like to carry their pets or mounts or whatever, like cosmetics. The Classic doesn't really have that, and that's definitely something that I wish it did in some way.
Yeah, that would be a cool system to have in, like, I guess, because in retail it's like the mounts that people are going for, right? Mostly, like it's
Yeah.
like that's the big collection thing. It's kind of like the pets here, but pets are just insanely rare on Old School. But the pet hunters are very, very real, very out there.
I was watching a pet hunter,
Yeah.
an Iron Man pet hunter that had like 4,000 clues made. I was like, dude, this is not healthy.
Yeah, they get pretty insane. It's ridiculous. We've been going for a while. I've kept you here for a long time, but I do have one last question, probably the most important question. What would you rate Old School RuneScape out of 10?
I would give RuneScape a solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right, where are those 2 points getting docked?
It would be 9. It would be 9 out of 10 if I didn't have to do dumb old quests. And it would be 10 out of 10 if I got a bow for next run.
All right, but look, you use Quest Helper though, right? You got the fucking arrows flashing all over NPCs, items highlighted. All right, it's not that bad then.
No, it is that bad because the problem was, as a new player, the new player experience is not fun when you don't know where Brimhaven is.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't know where XYZ is. So I'm like, I have a Quest Helper. And then I have shortest path, and the shortest path actually should be called the longest path because it tells you to go somewhere thinking you have like a teleport unlocked. So as a new player, I'm like walking to a spirit tree. I don't have them unlocked. And I go to the spirit tree and it's like, teleport to here. And it's like, I can't do that.
That's so
I have
funny.
to turn around. Like it was really hard. I think the first like 20 days, I was so frustrated questing because I didn't know the world. If I restarted right now, I definitely would like quest more.
Yeah.
But man, I got like, it was so bad for me.
Yeah, there's definitely really like a learning curve there for
the world is massive.
Dude. It's huge, yeah. It's so big and there's so many ways to get around. Like
there's so many teleports.
Yeah. Yes. I still travel inefficiently. Like having played just fucking almost 20 years, I still don't take the most optimal route almost everywhere I go because of how many different ways there are to get different places, where to go, like how to get there. But I think you're in that unique position of like you jumped from blind into full blast tips, tricks, quest helper, highlighting everything to the point where it's like there was no in between section. So it's like you never had that full like exploration experience, but that's okay. You really that's the beauty of RuneScape is you don't need that aspect of the game if you don't want it. Like there's a way to enjoy the game differently. Like everybody has their own way to enjoy it. If you can cut.
To be honest, I really liked enjoying like exploring the world. Even with Quest Helper, it was really cool.
Yeah, it is still
and seeing all the places for the first. There's still places I haven't gone on the map.
Oh yeah, there's so many places. There's places I haven't been. Many places I still haven't been because of the content you'd have to do to get there, or if it's new, it's like there's always somewhere. But well, I mean, I hope you keep playing, dude. I hope you beat every fucking boss. I think you can. You're a gamer, dude. You're not gonna have a problem doing it. It's just gonna be those repetitive grinds. Those are gonna be your obstacle. I mean, you're no stranger. You're no stranger to long grinds, so you'll be fine. I think you'll do it. Thank you so much for taking your time out to talk with me about all of it. It was a ton of fun. Interesting hearing about all the WoW hardcore stuff and the history behind it. It's very interesting.
There's so much. I mean, I've been playing the game for like 20 years. There's so many things.
I bet, man. That's crazy. Yeah. But all right, man.
It was a blast. Thank you, man.
Big thank you to Ampy for sitting down and talking with me. That was awesome. Kind of hearing about the history behind hardcore, like where it came from, what was going on with it. That was really cool to talk about. So I'm super glad that he found some time to talk. All of his links are down in the description. Make sure to go tell him hello if he's streaming. Subscribe to his YouTube. You know the deal. You know what's happening here by now. Just show him some support. Next episode, I'm talking with someone who was actually a part of my first ever Nomergon run alongside Soda Poppin' and Grubby. She out DPS'd me, which I chalked up to her just being a more experienced WoW player, and then I learned she was playing on controller. So see you all next episode when we talk with Annie Fuchsia.